good day, Africa USA radio listeners. We are here today with one of our special guests, Mr. Kelley. Mr. Kelley, how you pronounce your name? Noise.
Noiz, yes,
Noise.
Noiz. Yes,
Noise. We're
sir.
having Mr. Noise Kelley. He is original from New Jersey, but he lives in Virginia right now, and he's been
Mhm.
all over the world. He lived in South Africa for several years, and I just learned that his dad was pastoring a church in Johannesburg, Parktown, Johannesburg. Parktown, I think, is closer to the SAPC,
Yeah, it's actually not too far. Yeah.
not too far from there. Yeah, and yeah, that's where my brother is. He's been around. Uh, I don't know if you know where I'm from. I'm from Tembisa, which is south. I mean, east of Johannesburg.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right by the airport, right by
Oh, okay. Okay.
Kempton Park. Kempton Park.
Oh, yeah.
Our Captain Park is our actually our closest town that we buy,
Okay.
that we do our shopping and all that stuff. But we also like in between Pretoria and Johannesburg,
Okay.
right in
Got
the
it.
middle.
Got it.
That's Tembisa. But anyway, it's good to have you, my brother. You've been so supportive to Africa USA Radio, Africa USA Unity events, and we thank God for you. And I've been looking forward to have you at our shows in Africa USA Radio. And as like today, I interviewed like three people. You are the
Okay.
third person, so I thought I wanted to dedicate today just for interviewing my closest friends, my people that support me. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for
Of
supporting
course.
the events that we had in November and December.
Mm.
God bless you. But for now, I'm just gonna let you introduce yourself and tell us
Okay.
who is Noise Kelly and
Awesome.
what is all about.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Noiz Kelley. I've been making music now. I think over just about 20 years. I started writing actually when I first got to South Africa. I think there's a special energy about South Africa. There's a special I can't really even explain it, but I'll say it like this. I didn't make music before I got to South Africa. You know, the music and the culture is so rich there that it ignited something in me even as a child. So I started writing music back then. I would do different selections in my father's church. So everything from rapping, I would sing, and I just felt the spirit of God really just even even as a child, I felt the spirit of God really just leading me in the direction of in the direction of music. So I stayed in South Africa for a number of years. I did high school and university here in the U.S. I studied recording arts. I studied engineering. So I learned how to produce my own music and mix it. Even do some mastering of it. And it's been great. It's been a great journey. I've put out, I think at this point, I have about 2 EPs, one album, and I'm about to release my newest album this coming Friday. So
Wow.
I thank God for that. So yeah, no, it's been a great journey. I've met a lot of people along the way. I still work with several South African artists as well, and yeah, I love it. I love bringing God glory through music.
Praise God. Praise God. Let's
Yeah.
let's sell that EP that we're gonna release Friday. Let's push it. Let's push it. We are
Let's
here
push
at
it, man.
Africa USA Radio. That's what we do. We want to integrate the music internationally. But
Absolutely.
you gel very well. You work very well with the African artists.
Hmm.
What is it that makes you guys work so well together? I know you're fixing to be working with Brenda Mtambo and
Hmm.
all that stuff. How do you feel? Are they usually? I don't want to talk too much, but usually I tell them I tell them that when they come to the states,
Hmm.
let them be who they are. Let them not try to match what Americans do, how they do it, because they're never gonna match the standard. But
Right.
how did you come to be able to work with them?
I think I grew up around the people. And I think it's that, that relationship, I mean, to me, South Africa is home.
So,
So I understand the people, like even when I call Simpiwe, I say, Bafo, I know the language, also. So
wow.
it's like, I feel like, truly an African son. So I think when it comes to working with artists, um, I understand how to get my ideas across, even though if I don't speak, if I don't speak Zulu that well, or what I know most people speak English, but I have been in situations where I needed somebody like Simpiwe, or like my good friend Simpiwe to kind of translate or something like that. But the thing about music is it's a universal language also.
Yes. Yes.
So if I just you know state my ideas in a way that's understandable, most of the time, I don't have to do too much. So I think just understanding people, understanding, music itself, it does a great deal. But to your point, I do think artists from the continent of Africa in general have to maintain that originality. In the US, there's a lot of copycats, a lot of people jumping on bandwagons, trying to do the same thing. And Africa's power is in its uniqueness. And so that's something that I try to push to other people that I work with. I'm starting to work with some rappers that are based in Cape Town.
Wow.
And a couple of them had to say, hey guys, don't change your accent because you're
Mhm.
working with me, or you don't need to do that. Like, be yourself, talk the way you rap, the way you speak. You don't have to conform to what you think is cool, because in actuality, America doesn't know what they're doing.
Wow.
Everybody jumps on bandwagons. The key to success is being original. So I'm very free with my music. I don't try to stay in any particular genre. I don't try to make something gospel or make something hip hop. Whatever it is, it is.
It is.
You
Wow.
know.
That's powerful. That's powerful. While we're at that, on success, since you're
Mhm,
saying originality, it's a way of success. I want
mhm.
to I want to see the difference between African artists and American artists as far as monetization of their talent and money, and I mean, and the music, because I feel like, well, obviously America is one of the richest country in the world, but I
Mhm.
feel like artists in the US, they are more successful than the artists in other parts of the world. Why
Mhm.
is that? What is the difference? Is that we as people, we don't support them, or the money is not that good, or uh,
No,
what, what
I
do you think?
think I think part of it is the structure. So you have to remember the music industry in the United States has been going on since the 1930s, the
Forever.
1940s, and
Mhm.
since then, there's been a structure behind it. And in my opinion, it's a bad structure, but it's still a structure that, in a way that people get paid. Other
Mm.
countries, not just South Africa, but other countries that haven't developed it to a degree, can kind of struggle because there's no institution that really keeps a handle on certain things in the industries. So for example, a producer in SA will get taken advantage of more so than a producer in the US, simply
Okay.
because they may not know the business to an extent of knowing the the actual rights that they have as a producer. So in the US, there's a lot of contracts. So I actually have just started writing music for television, and film. So
Okay.
with that, I get contracts almost every couple of months. I get a new contract, right? And with that, it's all tied digitally to my performance rights organization, because that's another way artists in the US make money. A lot of it is synchronization on TV, on film, on all types of commercials, and other mediums. When I was talking to some artists in South Africa, that's one of the biggest money makers that an independent artist or even someone that's on a label can have, is finding a connection to someone who is a music supervisor, someone who is an A&R that works specifically with getting their music placed into film and TV. I think that's one of the biggest missed opportunities for African artists, because everybody's trying to get on the radio, everybody's trying to get the bigger shows. In my opinion, they're kind of missing the easy money. The easy money is, all these even corporate companies, they need background music for their presentations. All these TV shows, they need background music for everything that they're trying to do, film, of course. So I think knowing the avenues in which to make money in music is one of the bigger things. So I think people need to they need to be educated on how to actually do that, and how to actually step into that realm of the business.
So you need to, in order to tap to those avenues, you need to have an agent, or you just have to dig yourself. And
the best way to do it is to Google music libraries. Anyone can submit to a music library, because these people receive submissions, and it's their job to go through and look to see what you have. There's a bunch of music libraries. I know the U.S. ones. I'm not aware of the ones in South Africa, but I will say this: we live in the digital age where there's most people have internet or have access to internet. So if I was in South Africa at right now, my thing to tell young artists would be, what? Search these music libraries in the US, right? Mm-hmm. Who are looking for South African music or even Afrobeat. Afrobeat is huge now. And submit your music. They don't care where the music comes from. They just care that it's good, and that it's going to fit in this slot on this TV show, or it's going to fit in this slot in this scene in this movie. Wow. So I think, people just have to branch out of the bubble of just being on a record label, and the bubble of being on the radio. That's actually very limiting. The world is a lot bigger than the radio. In fact, more people will watch a TV show than listen to the radio.
Yes.
There you go.
And on that note, so you just find you said is what, music library?
Music libraries, yes.
Music library. Let's say USA music libraries. Mm-hmm. And you dig, yourself what you can what you can bring out.
Exactly.
You follow what they want, and then you match yourself with what they want.
Most of the time, they'll even, like, once you sign up, most of the time you'll get an email, like, as a brief. Like, it's called a music brief, and they'll tell you, straight up, we're looking for something energetic or something that's pop feel. And a lot of times they'll give you 2 or 3 songs that they actually basically have the ideal sound of what they're looking for. And you may look in your songs, hey, you know what? I have a song that sounds just like this. I'm going to submit to this. It's as easy as that.
Let me ask you another thing. We were talking earlier before the show. Mm-hmm. You said you set up a studio in your house and all that. So if I found a guy from the street to say, hey, man, I got these demos that I have. Can you find somebody that can master it and do something for it so that it can sound right? Can you do that for them? For a price, obviously.
Yeah, no, I do. So in terms of mastering specifically, I can master. I will say I'm not a mastering engineer. Okay. My specialty lies in producing and writing for other people. Oh, okay. and then also mixing. Like I can mix a song really well. I've actually mixed pretty much 95% of my music. Wow. I've mixed myself. But mastering, I will say, is an art form. And you actually bring up a great point. If there is an artist who is like me, say they write, they produce, maybe they even mix, I would always say that you should let a mastering engineer master your music for 2 reasons. The first reason is you get a second set of ears on the stuff you've been working on, because mind you wrote the song, you've been spending so much time with it, you've heard it 1,000 times. you need fresh ears on it, someone who's going to critique it and be subjective to make the changes that need to be made so that it sounds great, not just on your speakers, but it sounds great in the car. It sounds great on somebody's headphones. That's the first reason.
Wow.
The second reason I would say you should have somebody master your own music is simply because it's such a technical art. There's a lot of different things that go into mastering. Right now, we're living in the streaming age, right, where a lot of music is uploaded on these streaming sites. So there's specific levels that stuff has to be for music, and there's specific levels that stuff has to be for vinyl, or even if you want it on CD. So I think going to school for this made me realize, you know what? I'm not a mastering engineer, and actually, I would have to really study a lot more if I wanted to perfect this craft. And
Wow.
when I make music, I do my best to make a perfect work or something that I'll look back on and actually be proud of. So if I feel like I can't do that on my own, I'll get somebody else to do it.
Why I was asking this is because for two reasons. It's
Okay.
because I think it's cheaper to mix and master in the US than in Africa. Maybe because of the technology or whatever it may be. But secondly, also is to get these people exposed quicker internationally.
Yeah.
So do you think that makes sense?
It definitely helps. I do think relationships are everything, especially in the music business. If you work with a mastering engineer that likes your sound, he may know an artist in the U.S. that's more established. Say, hey, I just mastered this guy's thing. Let me know what you think of his music. I think it kind of fits in the kind of music that you have, and then maybe they'll send it to that person. So everything is about making those right connections. Since I've been in Virginia, I worked with a recording and mixing engineer who knew a bunch of Christian artists that I honestly didn't know that he knew. He's kind of a humble guy, but once he heard my stuff, he said, "No, I'm going to send it to this guy. I think he may want to jump on it." And he was actually a bigger Christian artist. We didn't do that song together, but we are working on some new stuff. So, but that's what I'm saying. All of that is relationship based.
That just like your relationship with P, with Brenda, and all these other people that get
Absolutely.
Where does the church fit in? Let's say it's a Christian musician, it's a Christian artist. Where does the church fit in? Because I believe in America, the band players are being paid by the church. Some of the musicians, they are being paid. In Africa or in South Africa, we're still lacking on that. Well, obvious, because of the obvious reasons, financial and stuff like that. But what Africa USA unity events bring different people with different artists from different countries in Africa to the US. But I've been feeling very few reception from different churches. The ones that receive us well, they do very well. I've got maybe 4 or 5 churches in New York that I don't even have to make serious plans with them. I just call them and say, "Hey, I've got 2 guys here in the US already here. Can you open for us on Sunday or something like this?" "Oh, bring them Sunday morning." "Oh, no, Sunday morning we've got another guest from somewhere else, but bring them Sunday evening." The relationship works easy that way. But far as I go in different places, man, it's hard. It's like the worship is different. I don't know, but they don't really accept.
Yeah. I think that's a loaded question, because I think I think it also has to do with the denomination. So the different denominations has a lot to do with sometimes the reception. For me example, I have I have performed at different churches. I've gone to, when I go to a church, it's usually for like a youth thing. Like
Mhm.
they want like someone who can rap and kind of appeal to the youth, and
Okay.
so that's when I would go for stuff like that. But there are some churches like I would say very traditional churches that like to do things a certain way. In
Mhm.
my mind, it hinders the Holy Spirit. It hinders his creativity, because in my relationship with the Holy Spirit, he's the most creative being there is. And I know that by his work through me. So when I've gone through certain churches where they're like, oh, we're going to sing these same songs that we've sung since 1955, we're going to sing, we're going to have this same style, it kind of hinders. I don't know. Yeah, it just hinders the real work of God, and it's sad to see, because um, it kind of plays into what you're saying. They may not receive you well because they're so used to doing things their way, and they don't understand that no, God is also moving in this way,
This
and they
way.
honestly they miss out. They miss out on being blessed. They missed out on the cultural influence, and just everything that you know someone from the country of South Africa brings when they come into these spaces. I mean, all I can say is it's a different anointing, and it's special. So yeah, I think people are very, and it's sad to say, but even in church sectors, people are actually very close minded,
Yeah,
and
I
they
was
just don't
about to say,
understand.
maybe they're afraid of diversity, difference, and
Yeah, yeah, and
thinking
people like to
inside the
stay
box.
comfortable, huh?
Thinking inside the box.
Thinking inside, they put God in the box. Exactly.
Wow, wow. Maybe we can try something anyway. I've
Yeah.
never done this, but I've tried, but financially didn't allow me. What I was thinking was, let's say I'm bringing a couple of South African artists, and then maybe add two American artists in a lineup.
Hmm.
You think that will balance the equation and they will be more acceptable? I've tried.
Um.
I've tried Dedrick Harden at
Oh
some
yeah.
point
Yeah.
to headline one of our events, but financially I couldn't afford him, so it fell through. To be honest.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. No. It may help to do that. But also maybe I don't know. I've learned from my father. I've seen him meet with pastors, and I know he's from the U.S., but
Hmm.
I've seen him meet with a person um, and bring. I think who did he had brought someone from SA once. It was a long time ago. I can't remember,
Okay.
but the way he explained it and the way he actually showed, like, no, this is something that is that we've been doing. This is a part of the culture where I have my congregation, and I just want you to be blessed by this. And so I remember that worked out well. But also, most of the people that you will get the best reception from are ministers or people who have actually come to the continent. So I know you can't say that you can find these people easily, but I have noticed that people who have actually touched the South African soil, when they
Hmm.
come back to the U.S., they come back changed, and those people are the ones that are mostly, accepted. They will probably they'll probably receive you easier
I've got a
in
good
terms
friend.
of that.
I've got a good friend in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, it's actually outside Memphis in Mississippi.
Okay.
His name is Bishop Matthews. Bishop Matthews. He stayed in South Africa for 9 years, I believe.
Oh wow.
And he's with Kojic, and
Oh okay.
now I think he's a presiding bishop on missions. So he's
Oh
got
wow.
so many countries under his leadership,
Okay.
and he calls me once in a while. Hey, you got any South African around? I've got this event. I've got this service, and all the time it's always missing each other. So I told him, I said, look, we need to arrange it
Yeah.
both at the same time, and then once you're ready, then I'll bring some people in. We never run short of people. It's just
Yeah.
that sometimes if we don't arrange it together, it's not gonna work
Yeah.
out very well.
That's
But
true.
yeah, I'm supporting the point that those that have traveled,
Mhm.
it's easier for them to accept
Right.
than the ones that uh, never went anywhere. And I'm not trying to be racial here, but I found another thing that most white churches they're more acceptive
Mm.
to diversity than us, our black churches. I don't know if you have recognized that. For instance, I've got churches in Texas, Arkansas, Missouri that I can
Mhm.
show up and say, I'm here. Uh, I'm not doing anything this Sunday. Can I come minister? So, oh yeah, come on in. We're here.
Hmm.
So as easy as that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Most of
Yeah.
the time, black churches you're gonna have to wait for the a protocol and call and say, okay, we're gonna set you up for the next 3 months and all that stuff. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
no. Again, it ties into that tradition, and I don't know why. In my mind, it kind of plagues black churches because they're so tied up in tradition that they miss God.
and I also think because of the protocols, the trustees, the deacons, you have to go through all these hoops before you can make a
Yeah,
solid decision. But
yeah,
man, it's. But once it opened, like I say, in New York, I don't have a problem. I got a
hmm,
couple of black churches that really
yeah,
I can call them anytime, and they will just boom, come on in.
yeah.
And it's just that we lost a pastor. What's his name? From Abyssinian Church. Abyssinian Church in Harlem. One
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest Baptist church over there. They just lost their pastor
Oh
late
wow,
last year. Late last year. Man, I could
wow.
go there anytime, and they are very. His name is Pastor Bat, but Pastor Bat. He
Okay.
was very good. He was also a chancellor, a school chancellor of uh, one of the universities in New York City.
Oh wow. Okay.
What the name? He was a very cool guy, very very educated, doctorate and all that stuff, and
Oh
very
man.
humble at the same time. But yeah, but New York, God blessed me with New York. I don't have a problem so far with New York. That is
Mm.
why most of our events we do them this side of
Sure.
the ocean. It's
Yeah,
cold.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
East
do
Coast.
New
Yeah.
York. I did a little bit of Maryland as well. I've
Okay.
never I've never done Virginia
Okay.
and done New Jersey, done man, I went up to Massachusetts at some point and
Oh
Connecticut,
wow.
obviously.
Okay.
So for the past since 2017, that's
Okay.
when we started doing these events around here. Yeah, we did DC, we did Baltimore, we did Philadelphia, we did
Oh, that's awesome.
Worcester. Funny enough, in Worcester, we did an event at Catholic Church. They gave
Really?
church free.
Wow.
They fed us. They put us in the hotel, and then we had
Amazing.
a paid event. So
Wow.
everyone was coming in, was paying $20. So
Yeah.
it was awesome. But the chancellor there, who we went through, was a South African born, but
Oh,
lived
okay.
in America. So he opened
Okay.
that door for us. But he retired and went back to South Africa.
Okay.
But the doors are still open there. If well, the pandemic came and then we shut everything down
Oh,
for
yeah.
longest
Yeah.
time, and then this is why we just now starting, and then we're able to even do secular like a DJ Sabu and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But people like that, I don't bring them from home. I catch them when they are here. It's cheaper that way.
For sure.
It's cheaper that way. So
For sure. For sure.
since we are here, man, let's do something. Boom. Then we did.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it was all cool. But anyway,
Yeah.
my brother, it's so good to have you. What would you advise other artists, international artists,
Mhm.
as a professional musician and artist, that to step up their game so that they can monetize their product?
I would say, I guess the first thing would be knowledge. We live in the digital age where you can search anything.
Anything.
You can go on YouTube and just search, all the ways to make money in music. I think the biggest thing I would leave, you know, anybody who's trying to make music professionally is that you don't need to be Beyonce or somebody of that, that stature to make a living in music. There's so many different outlets, everything from, you know, signing up to a music library, or if you're playing live gigs, or if you're producing for other artists. I think the biggest thing is make sure you set up your company, make
Mhm.
sure that everything is legalized, you know, make sure that when someone is working with you, that you have a backing in terms of, hey, I got all my paperwork done. If someone wants to pay me, they can pay me through this code, or this number. You got to remember, as a musician, you are a business,
Your business.
you are an entrepreneur. This is more than just your passion. If you're doing this, this is a business as well. So you have to learn the business of music. You can't
Wow.
just do music. You have to learn the business of music, in order to really make it worth your while. I mean, for me, the last year and a half or so of doing music, um, to the point where it's actually paying some bills, has been great, because it's like, you know what, I'm actually good at this, and
Mm.
it's something that has been developed in me. And now that I got my paperwork right, I understand the knowledge, I understand how to actually make money. It's really fulfilling. So I would just say, yeah, research all the ways you can make money off music. And then the next thing I would say is networking.
Yeah.
Network in collaboration, go to events, meet people. Nobody built anything that lasts by themselves. Even Jesus had 12 people with him. So make sure you actually, you know reach out to people, go to different networking events. And then the last thing I'll say is learn the art of delegation.
Mm.
um, I learned delegation actually from the book of Exodus, where there's a guy named Bezalel who helps Moses
Mm.
to design all the clothes, and he knew how to set up the altars, and he knew how to cut the stone, but he was already in the camp of the Israelites,
Of the
right?
Israel.
So I would say, look who's in your camp. Look who God already put in your life who can help you.
Mm.
You don't have to go crazy with this. Learn how to delegate. I'm not a video guy, but I know somebody who works videos really well. I'm
Wow.
not a I'm not a graphic designer, but I got a friend who I found online who helps me design all of my stuff.
For
You see what I'm
yourself.
saying? You got
Mhm.
to delegate stuff, and really, when you're trying to build something, delegation is one of the. I mean, man, I'm so happy God made more people, because it's one of the best ways that you can really perfect your craft and make something worthwhile. Michelangelo had interns and assistants working with him when he was painting the Sistine Chapel. He didn't get up there, with a ladder and just do it all. He had people helping him. So
Wow.
that's the last thing
Delegation.
I'll say.
Delegation. Wow.
Delegation for sure.
When are you going back to Africa?
I'm trying to go this year, man. I was talking to some friends, and I think they're doing another concert, another event, of which I'm a part of. I released a song last Friday called El Roy,
Okay.
which is basically about, long story short, it's basically about the healing of God, and that the fact that God sees us in our most broken state. And that song features two South African artists, Simpiwe Kumalo and Nantokozo Mkize. She actually just she featured on with Java's new
Okay.
album.
Okay.
So I was blessed to have her on a song with me. So yeah, I would like to go back to SA this year and actually perform uh, those songs with them.
I do not know Togozo Mkiz. Every time you talk about Togozo. Last time I thought we were talking about Togozo Mbambo.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay.
Um, I've actually never met her. No.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
she's one of the mega stars now in
yeah,
East.
yeah. No, I not yet.
Her
Not
husband,
yet.
her husband is a very great producer.
Oh wow.
Ngubeko Mbatha.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't realize that was her husband. I was actually supposed to meet him last time I was in SA.
Oh, okay. Ngubeko
So,
Mbatha.
yeah.
Ngubeko
So
Mbatha. That's her husband.
hopefully next time I get to meet him, because I was supposed to go to his studio last time, but we just couldn't make it work. But
Yeah, I saw he built a very nice studio there. I think it's
oh,
sponsored by Yamaha too.
oh
The-
wow, yeah.
So it was very good.
Yeah,
Actually,
he's amazing.
Mbambo is I could say is my half cousin.
Oh, okay.
Her,
Wow.
her, her dad is my cousin. Her dad and my mom are cousins.
Oh, okay.
I mean, her granddad and my mom are cousins.
Gotcha.
They were all pastors in KZN, and then, but me and my family moved to Johannesburg when I was like an infant. So
Oh, okay.
originally, I'm from KZN as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but wow, it was good to see you. Today, I interviewed another lady from South Africa who is in Vancouver, Canada,
Oh, oh,
for
wow.
some gigs over there. Her
That's
name is
awesome.
Jessica Jessica Mbangeni. I don't know what she's a poet.
Hmm.
She's from Eastern Cape. Yeah, so we had a
Oh,
good
wow.
time. So I've interviewed one from Virginia, one from South Africa, and one from Canada today.
That's awesome.
So
That's
it's all.
awesome.
Hey, yeah, give a shout out to Africa USA Radio listeners.
Africa USA Radio. This is Noiz Kelley. This is the best place to get your Africa USA music. It all goes down right here. I thank you guys.
Thank you. God bless you, my brother. We'll keep in touch, and we'll see. Actually, Saturday we are here. I don't want to say Saturday, but I say on the 25th of February we are having we call it Artist Development Forum in
Okay.
Pretoria.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're gonna have a lady, business manager of Radio Metro, one of
Okay.
the speakers, and we're gonna have Percy Engel. You know Percy Engel is
I don't.
one of the producers, one of the big producers in South Africa.
Okay.
And we're gonna have another lady that does the manager from, they call it Imexa. Imexa,
Okay.
you know Imexa. They're gonna cut. They're
Yeah.
coming in. Imexa has got an event in Austin, Texas,
Oh, wow. Okay.
in
That's awesome.
from 10th of March to the 20th of March.
Okay.
They do that every month, every year, that time in Austin, Texas. So that
Okay.
lady, she's the one who organized the South African crew to take them over there. So
Got it. Got
we're
it.
gonna be talking about how to monetize your music. We're gonna be talking about how to network, like you were saying.
Mhm.
A lot of things. Just we just wanted only 30 artists so that it can be really concentrated.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
they can gain more knowledge and more understanding of their business. As you say, you are an entrepreneur, you are a business person.
Exactly.
Into this deal. So that's what's going on the 25th of February. And we hope everything is going to go well. But anyway, thank you so much, Noisy, for giving us a shout out, for coming
Sure.
to Africa USA Radio. We are happy to have you. This is your home. Anytime you're free, you want to sell something, you want to you produce a song, you want us to play it, to bump it, just go ahead and send it to us. We will do that, and we'll promote whatever you're doing, because we love you, because you love South Africa.
Absolutely. I will say that my album Kingdom 2, Son of Zion, is out on February 24th. So
February 25. And tell the
all
listeners.
platforms.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was about. Tell your listeners also about your platforms, social media platforms. If they want to follow you, they
Sure.
want music.
So you can find me at Noiz Kelley. That's at sign NoizKelley, and that's all platforms.
All platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All right. God bless you, my brother. Talk to you
God
later.
bless you. Thank you. All right, man. You take care.
All right.
All right.
Yes, we had Noiz Kelley here in our studio today. We thank God for him. He's an American citizen. He was born in America, but he loves South Africa. He always traveled to South Africa, greatest artist, and he support what Africa USA Unity Event stands for. He supports Africa USA Radio, and we thank you for joining us today, Mr. Kelley. Also, a few announcements. Yes, we are having Artist Development Forum, 25th of February at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. is going to include the breakfast, 100 rands in Pretoria. So check us out on our Facebook page. Check us out on our Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. We also have now what you call TikTok. Please follow us, and so that you can hear and learn what we are doing. As God is blessing us, He's going to be blessing you as well. We want to thank you for your listenership. We want to thank you for your support. We want to thank you for tuning in to listen to our radio, our YouTube channel, everywhere we are. We thank you for you guys to come on. Please, if you listen to this, please click on subscribe button and click that bell so that you can get a notification. And if you, God blesses you, you want to support monetary wise, we are welcome. We are a 501c3 company. We can you can be blessed by blessing us, so that we can continue our work. Our radio station only depends on donations, and we also financially supported ourselves. But the vision is also to promote African gospel artists and music all over the world, specifically in America. So please join us to this vision and help us promote these beloved, anointed, and talented men and women of God from all over Africa. God bless you. We will see you next time.